we potentially have our first major snakening of duos. And this involves all the biggest pros in NA. Cold, Aegis, Ritual, Clicks potentially, all because we have one of the biggest pros moving to NA potentially. I also want to talk about what's going on with the creators getting early access to the new chapter. Yes, they will be getting a chance to play the new chapter tomorrow. I'll talk about how that's going to work when the content's releasing and what that could mean for the new chapter. We also have the solo qualifiers finished. We have a player making finals on all 7 regions, and we almost had an EU player win NA. There's a lot to talk about. Let's jump into it. All right, there might be no FNCS. We might still have a pretty solid snakening on NA. Now, we had Pete and Factory on his stream going leak for leak, and I'll recap exactly what happened. So Fax was talking about how Venno wants to come to NA, and he wants to compete on NA, and to do so, he was willing to play with Clicks, but Clicks didn't want to drop Higgs. He reached out to him, and Clicks said, nope, I'm playing with Higgs. I'm locked in with him. We're looking too solid. W Clicks, fantastic loyalty there. Love to see that because Clicks and Higgs are looking amazing, but Venno then DM'd Aegis to play together, but Aegis, apparently according to Peterbot, said he can't play with Venno because he has a sneaky duo, and everyone's been trying to figure out who this sneaky duo is. It looks like it's been revealed that it's potentially Cold. It looks like Cold and Aegis might be duoing together, and then Ritual will be left looking for a teammate. Now, again, this is just based on leaks and rumors from Fax and Peterbot, but I can't see why they would lie about this. It does seem pretty legit. Now, you're probably wondering, Aussie, you know, what are they snaking for? There's no FNCS. Like, why do you care? But we have the new chapter starting in like 12 days, less than 2 weeks away. And normally, Fortnite will kick off the new chapter with major tournaments at the start of December. If we're going to go off the same schedule we had last year, which right now it's looking pretty similar, Fortnite will start the new chapter. They'll have a few major tournaments in December, right up until their Christmas break. They'll take 2 weeks off for Christmas. Then they come back into major tournaments, and FNCS is in January. So it is actually highly likely that these tier 1 players have started looking for new teammates if they're not confident in their current teams. We have the FNCS season starting in less than 2 weeks, even though it might be longer until FNCS. So I'm not surprised to see some teams talking about this. It's very interesting to see that Venno might come to NA. I don't think Venno would come to NA to play with Ritual potentially, but if he's not going to play with Clicks, he's not going to play with Aegis. Really, the only other option I think that I could see Venno going for would be someone like Pete or Poyo, but I'm guessing Pete and Poyo aren't going to split up after them finally getting back together again as a duo right now. So it's interesting to see what this means for Venno, but could be pretty rough for Ritual. But Aegis and Cold has me excited. You're probably thinking again, Aussie, who's the IGL with Cold and Aegis? Aegis did originally say when Duos was announced that he wants to IGL now. The only way he won't IGL is if he plays with Peterbot or Eomzo. So again, I don't really know if this is confirmed now. He is going to start IGLing for him and Cold because I'm 99% sure Cold won't IGL. Not because I don't think he's smart enough or he couldn't. I just don't think he wants to. I don't think Cold has it in him to put in the time into the boring stuff it takes to be an IGL. Cold is just a fragger through and through. He'll get on for tournaments, he'll dominate, and he'll get off. I don't think my man wants to spend 8 hours a day VOD reviewing and learning strats with coaches, but it's pretty exciting and it's got me excited for proper tournaments to come back. Now, the next big rumor I have to talk about, what is going on with Kill Bill and Fortnite, and why are a whole bunch of creators going to LA? Now, I've already talked about this a little bit, but it looks like Fortnite is giving early access to Chapter 7 to the creators. It's the same thing that happened with the Simpsons season. Now, I've already talked about my thoughts and feelings on this, but to sum it up, I don't really think these early access ideas are the greatest idea. I'm just not a huge fan of them in general, and I didn't get invited to the last one, and some people were just like, oh, it's because you're salty you didn't get invited. I did get invited to this one, and I still chose not to attend. It is in LA. I'm going to be totally honest. If it was like an hour flight away, I probably would have gone just to check it out. I would have been crazy not to. I'll admit that to you, but I don't really think doing these early access events is a good idea from Fortnite unless they can execute better than they did for the Simpsons season. First off, from what I'm hearing again from leakers, it looks like the players who are going are not able to upload their videos until the day of the new chapter on the 29th. Maybe they're planning to like upload them right after the event that goes into downtime, which I think would be a lot better than uploading them the day before. The day before was kind of, you got to see them and be like, oh, that's cool, but now I don't really get to jump in and try the new season for the first time fresh, and also I can't play it right now anyway. So this has got me a bit excited, but kind of annoying. Some people really liked it. Some people said that it was amazing. It built the hype. It was really, really cool. But for me personally, I don't really like the approach unless they can execute better. So I'll give Fortnite another chance. I'll see if they can maybe generate a bunch of hype with this. And maybe for being a new chapter, not a Simpsons season, it might go a little bit better. But I know there are a lot of people in the scene who aren't super happy with the idea that creators get to play the game early, especially if you're a smaller creator who doesn't get the chance. Feels a bit unfair. there are a bunch of issues there, but there's a lot of confusion around what is exactly going on. And I have to tell you, I'm basing this off leaks and what I've heard, because after I denied going, I have no other information now. So it looks like we have an event or a live stream taking place today with Fortnite, and originally it was from the leak that we got where it was a Q&U, and people were thinking, that's not a Q&A. Are the streamers gonna like ask epic questions? There's gonna be a whole stream. It looks like the Q&U is actually referring to Quentin Tarantino and Uma Thurman, which again, a lot of my audience is quite young. You might not know what that is. That's Kill Bill. That is the director and main actor of Kill Bill, the movie series, which apparently is going to be a collab coming in Chapter 7. So potentially today's stream is going to be a promo for that, which won't have the creators involved, but then the creators are getting a chance to play the new chapter early and then release their videos later in the month. Now, a lot of this can change. I will make another video recapping exactly what's going on with the creators getting early access and all that when more information comes out. I'm guessing once these, players and streamers and content creators start posting on social media, we'll have a better idea. But there are a lot of streamers in LA. We've had a few streamers leak that they're getting early access to the chapter, so we can put 2 and 2 together with what's going on. As far as the details, the specifics, will it be a stream? Will it be a video? Exactly what day are they posting? Are they playing the entire chapter? Are they trying out a new feature? That part I don't know, so I'll try to keep you guys informed as best I can. I'm excited to see what comes out, and either way, I'll make the best of it. If we get some really cool content and some leaks on the new chapter, I'll cover it as always. But I do want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Do you like the early access for creators, or do you wish they do it like they used to? I think Fortnite is just trying to combat the fact that leakers are just leaking the whole chapter or the new seasons. Now they get to basically kind of control how much gets leaked. They get to work with the creators to make some cool content to get people hyped, but they don't get to just reveal everything personally. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I'm a creator, so I'm a little bit biased, but I guess I'll see what you guys say. Let's talk about the solo cash cup. But first, you're probably wondering, Aussie, why is the solo cash cup on today? It's because they moved it because they had to push back the update. Fortnite is dropping what looks like a huge update today. Now, obviously, I'll make another video later today recapping all of it. I'll have the trailer play in the background here, but there's a few things I want to point out. Firstly, it looks like we're finally getting some of that craziness that I was hoping for earlier in the Simpsons season. It looks like we're going to have some kind of like Homer cloning device now. I don't know if it's going to be like an ability or an item that you use, or whether Homers are just going to clone randomly around the map. We now have this kind of like pink water effect that's taking over. It looks like the Rift device has somehow kind of, infected the power station. I don't follow the storyline. I don't pretend to, all right? Just, I care about what's going to happen to the gameplay. We have some cool new items being added as well. The hunting rifle being added, which again, I love snipers in competitive. I know that's kind of one of my more hot topics. Not everyone agrees with me, but I think in a fun season like this, I think it could definitely be really fun. But then again, if you've just played 6 hours of qualifiers to make solo finals and you die to a head snipe, I can understand how that would be a bit frustrating. We'll see. I think we might be finally getting the makeup shotgun, because that's been teased for weeks now, and there's again like less than 2 weeks till the season's over. So I'm guessing they're going to add it. They have to add it now, but I hope this is going to have some other crazy changes with items as well. There appears to be some kind of mobility item that gets thrown, kind of like this weird ball goo gas thing gets thrown and the player gets to jump really high and far. It kind of gives them like the Slurpee effect. It could just be what the trailer makes it look like, or whether this is a new item, and please be some kind of mobility, and please be good. We still have a few tournaments rest this season, and I just want to see some mobility other than the blinkfish. Please, epic. So I will make an entire video breaking down this update once it launches. Right now, I've just got this trailer to go off. I'll make another video tomorrow, don't worry. Going through the solo leaderboards, we can see who came out on top. And again, yes, this was 6 hours of qualifiers to make it to the solo finals. It is top 1,000 on EU, and then in that finals is going to be a 1 hour 3-game finals. If you win a game, you get $200, which I didn't really do the math too much. I didn't focus on it too much. The entire prize pool for NA for this tournament is $7,500. To put that into perspective, coming first in the EU PlayStation Cup is going to make them $8,000 each. It's a $16,000 first place prize pool. That is over double the entire NA Victory Cup prize pool. So yes, there are a few pros missing from playing these qualifiers. It really was just a battle of whoever has the most passion or whoever's the most bored. I hope you guys jumped in and enjoyed it, but a lot of people again saying that the whole point of the Victory Cups was so anyone could qual, have some fun, and try and get your first earnings. Qualification on EU was over 660 points in 6 hours of solos. That is not for people to get their first earnings. So it's going to be a lobby full of mostly pros, which again, I'm not super mad about with the tournament, but if we're going to do that, let's not make it a Victory Cup then, because most of these pros don't really care about making $200 and they're just going to get triggered anyway. So I'm still going to watch the finals, but I do think this whole format was a bit of a miss by Fortnite, and unfortunately, there's still a bunch of teamers and cheaters. There's still all the issues that normally come with the solo cash cup, so adding the more qualifiers didn't seem to really help that. I'm smiling and laughing, but I'm kind of laughing through the pain. I'm really hoping in Chapter 7, Fortnite just goes back to hopefully, again, banning cheaters manually. Please, Fortnite. But if not, then you'd have to go back to doing the big solo victory cups and just accept that some cheaters are going to win and you just have to ban them and not pay them out, so at least some people get their wins, or go back to doing regular solo cash cups that are for the pros with way higher, way bigger prize pools, and it's much harder to get into. We'll see. But unfortunately, we're kind of doing neither right now. But I do want to highlight who's popping off in solos right now. Over on NA, we had Noah W plays just beat out Kurama. We almost had an EU player be the best solo player on NA. Now, shout out Noah. I gave him a big shout out in my video a few days ago saying that he is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated pro players on NA, but definitely solo players. And this performance proves it exactly. 883 points. He played 19 matches and won 6 of them. And I even want to show you how he won his last game of the tournament to beat out Kurama and overtake him, because it just shows how flawlessly Noah plays endgames.
No, Oliver, please. We're good. Tight kid knows what he's doing. Doesn't matter though if I have the pistol. Bro, what am I aiming at? Okay, really, dude? No way his wall wasn't there. You, sir. Let's go, bro! I'm too good, bro. I'm too good.
Just extremely solid decision making from Noah. Good mechanics as well, not panicking, but Noah 100% deserved this win. But I've got to give, again, a big shout out to another player I've been gassing up a bunch at the moment, Kurama. 862 points. Now, I've been gassing up Kurama saying that you have no excuse if this guy can be this good, not only on a controller, but on high ping from France. Turns out Kurama is a default controller player. He plays with no claw and no paddles. And he was almost the best solo player in North America on 120 ping. So shout out Kurama, absolutely popped off. Again, both Noah and Kurama stream all these tournaments. I'm super excited to watch them in the finals. I think both of them should be earning. Hopefully, Kurama's qualified on EU and NA, so he's got, again, double the chances to earn there. We also had some other big names at the top there. We had Havoc in 3rd. We had Kyrie Chance in 5th. Sky, but again, that's not EU Sky. We did, unfortunately, again, both on EU and NA, have some really underrated players with great aim at the top of the leaderboards. Over on EU, though, I think we had some pretty underrated pop-offs. We had Hlekus in 1st on 911 points, playing 20 matches and winning 7 of them. Absolutely ridiculous performance from Hlekus. Played phenomenal. We had Truly in 2nd, Turtle in 3rd, who tried to qualify for the solo finals on all 7 regions. Actually, let me check if he ends up qualifying, because I'm making this video right as NA West finished. Let's check if he made all 7 finals. He did. I've just checked his Twitter, and as of 30 minutes ago, he qualified for all 7 regions finals. every single region. This guy is a madman. I have absolutely no idea how he's going to go in the finals. I guess that's actually not too bad in the finals, because since they're only 1 hour long, it's only 7 hours in the finals, but he just played 42 hours of qualifiers in solos to then make this. Honestly, shout out Turtle. What an absolute goat. That is a ridiculous performance. And again, shows the amount of passion some players have even without crazy prize pools at the very top. In fourth, we had Kurama. So he managed to come second on NA and fourth on EU. Maybe proven NA is just easier than EU. I don't know. Then we had Malibuka in 6th. We had Shark in 10th. We had Vico in 11th. A lot of big names. I am very excited for these finals. Some of the big names are missing out, especially with this event in LA. Savage and Mongrel both missed out on day 2 of EU, and so did Clicks on NA. So it looks like a lot of the big names, again, not willing to sweat it out for 200 bucks. I mean, all 3 of those guys are literally millionaires, so no surprise there. But I still think it'll be a fun finals. I'll make a video recapping it either way. But Fortnite, please, if we're going to bring victory cups back, we got to have way more people make the finals.